Hi. We've completed a successful first essay for this class, as I believe. So we're going to launch into what you've been reading in chapter 3 and 4, which is the ability to rhetorically analyze text. And in this way of understanding how other authors use rhetorical analysis, you yourself will understand it on a deeper level and be able to apply it to your own writing. This next essay is called a rhetorical analysis, and you'll be choosing between Sherman Alexie's essay, The Joy of Reading and Writing, Superman and Me, Malcolm X's essay, Learning to Read, Dave Barry's essay, Turkeys in the Kitchen, Susan Sontag's essay, A Woman's Beauty, Put Down Her Power Source, and Brent Staples' essay, Just Walk On By, Black Men in Public Spaces. So it's a wide variety of different essays, each of which are extremely successful in their deployment and their use of rhetorical strategies. So any one of those essays will work perfectly for your rhetorical analysis essay. Just pick one, the one that maybe you like the most or the one that made the most impression on you, and decide to work on that, okay? So step 1, choose your essay from 50 essays. Step 2, choose only one rhetorical appeal for this analysis. You don't have to do pathos, ethos, and logos when looking at an essay. You need to just do either pathos or logos or ethos and look at the way in which, for instance, Sherman Alexie uses pathos effectively in his essay, or look at the way Susan Sontag uses logos effectively in her essay. That's all that is required for this essay. Regardless of what rhetorical appeal you decide to focus on, I want you to address first the author's message. This is a mandatory component of this assignment. Then choose to analyze either pathos, emotional appeal, ethos, ethical appeal, or logos, logical appeal. The goal of this assignment is to understand why the author's essay is effective or not effective based on his or her use of a particular rhetorical strategy. Here are some points to consider. When looking at the message, what is the idea that the author is trying to communicate? That is, what is the purpose for the writing? What does the author have to say about his or her topic? What choices do the author make to communicate his or her message? Pathos. If you decide to look at pathos, these are some questions you're going to want to ask yourself. What needs or values is the author appealing to of the audiences, of course? What techniques, stories, word choices, and details does the author use to invoke the emotions of the reader? Is the author's use of pathos appealing? Okay, ethos, if you decide to choose ethos. What is the author's style and tone? What does the author do to demonstrate his or her credibility? That is, why should we trust or listen to the writer? What are they doing in their writing intentionally that makes us trust them? What types of evidence or examples does the author provide to support his or her message? And logos. If you choose to do logos, you're going to want to consider answering these questions. What is the logic or reasoning governing the author's argument? What type of evidence does the author provide? Is the author using deductive or inductive reasoning? In what way is the author building his or her argument on either deductive or inductive reasoning? Do you identify any logical fallacies? And your chapter 4, I believe, talks about briefly inductive and deductive reasoning. Also, look in your resources, and I've included another YouTube link to a deeper explanation of pathos, ethos, and logos, and how to go about finding them. There's also a link to Al Purdue that talks about inductive and deductive reasoning in your resources as well. So be sure to check that out before you start this paper. In your introduction, introduce the author and essay that you want to use. Then state whether you think it is an effective argument or not, based on the rhetorical appeal of choice. Finally, structure your essay based on the categories provided above. First, for your first paragraph, analyze the author's message. Second paragraph, analyze the author's use of pathos, third paragraph, fourth paragraph, so forth. The essay will require a lot of thinking and planning, so please be sure to allow plenty of time to do a worthwhile job. Requirements: length 3 to 5 pages, use of 12-point font, Times New Roman, use MLA format, right, in your paper. In your introduction, I want you to say, in Sherman Alexie's essay, The Joy of Reading Superman and Me, I want you to introduce to me the essay that you plan on analyzing in your introduction. And to do this, you need to follow proper MLA format. You will also need a works cited page since you'll be using a primary source in your text, okay? And if you get your academic writer and you go back to kind of these blue pages in the middle of your book, do you see those? That shows you MLA documentation guidelines. It shows you how to do it in text for an essay, and it shows you how to cite it properly in a works cited page as well. So please use pages 337 to 375 in your academic writer to kind of navigate your way through this experience, okay? And of course, let me know if you have any questions. Spell check. And this time, try avoid using contractions. Contractions are words that we shorten to make one word. So a contraction would be can't for cannot, I'm for I am, isn't for is not. So this time, try to write more formally. Avoid contractions. Avoid the word things in all instances. Nothing, something, anything. Okay? Everything. And of course, avoid using second person once again. Okay? So this analysis essay is a little bit of a challenging experience. So I've attached that outline. Follow that outline. Okay? And let me know if you have any questions. Okay? I look forward to reading your second essay. Good luck.